Hi and welcome to Challenge the Road. Thought we'd do a Land Rover update. Got lots of responses on the computer from you. We've got some bits from JLR as well. Not as much as I would like, but we're going to go through that. But today, Clarkson put an article out in the Sunday Times. He's bought a new Range Rover P530 autobiography and has really struggled with the app, but he had some interesting comments on there. I'll read them to you. In 2022, more than 5,000 people in the UK woke up to find their Range Rover was in Albania. Now going on from there, now luckily I've got the Times app, so I just want to read a few more bits. I'd like to say that buying it has been easy, but it wasn't, chiefly because in 2022 more than 5,000 people in the UK woke up to find their Range Rover had been nicked or shipped off. This sent insurance companies into a tizzy, and now getting cover is both expensive and tricky. Obviously, the solution would have been to choose something less popular in Albania, a Kia perhaps. But my hot internal walnut of spite was determined to punish Packham, so it had to be a Range Rover with a V8 that produces more carbon dioxide than India, even if it meant hiring a fully tooled up former Special Forces soldier to guard it round the clock. Now, I'd be interested to know what his insurance is. So if anyone knows Clarkson or could find that, that would be quite interesting. I think that, the key here is that, it's so in the public eye now, and I'll give you where we are with Land Rover in a minute, but I'm very concerned now, and I think you guys are, and the amount of responses I've got. These insurances are huge, they're so expensive, and the depreciation is massive at the moment. So I'll go through where I am. So what happened was 27th of December, I messaged the head of JLR again, and I said, when are you back to work? Because I'm working. I was actually working Christmas Day as well. And he said, Richard, I'm away, but I'll be back on the 2nd. I said, fine, let's have a call on the 2nd, because for me, I don't want to let up on what we're trying to do. And I've got a lot of people who are messaging me. I'm having phone calls with people. I've got a lot of my family members with Land Rovers. And, I want to push this, and I'm not going to stop. So anyway, I got a message back to say, Richard, you need to get in touch with Montana Wright. She's now going to help you. I said, okay. So I emailed her because she hadn't come back to me because we were on the front foot. Here's her email to me. Morning, Richard. Hope you're well. I work in the UK PR team. I understand you've been in touch with my colleague David before Christmas. Great to see the work you've been doing to help educate owners around this. Thank you for sharing your feedback. As I work in the PR team, I can't provide commentary on individual clients as laid out in the attached. So basically, I sent her all the responses that we had from that Google form. I just thought it's important that she knows where we are. If you could group the feedback into themes, top 5 questions you'd like some further detail on, that would be really useful. Now, I went straight back to her because I thought, let's keep going. I said, thank you for your email. I'm going to give you a call today, which I did, which I haven't had a call back yet. Key points. JLR Insurance is saying no to customers' data for insurance. So what I was trying to say there, and I said you may have read the comments, as soon as you're putting your car into JLR's insurance, it's just coming back with no quote at all. I'll go into that a little bit more because I'm having responses from you guys on that. Second question. How many 2018 to 2022 cars need the recall on keyless entry, keyless go? Can we have an update on how many have been completed? But I'd like to know how many, need to be done. Because the last time we had correspondence with them, it was 70,000. I think there's going to be 1 million cars out there. So if it's 70,000 in a year or whatever it's been, it's going to take a long time. And I just want to get to the bottom of that. I don't want to be mucked around. I just want to know how many is it and what is a realistic timescale. Because the way I see it is that if the thefts are just going to keep carrying on, if people haven't had this recall done. Also, from your comments, it is showing that, you're saying that sometimes the dealer he's saying it's not due or can't be done or whatever, and how many are be done, I don't know. But that's not for me, that's for them to give us some facts. Also, you know, plan for pre-2018 cars. What is the plan? Because if you've got a 2016, 17, 15 car, it's still a great car. You don't want to sell that car. You're being hit with massive depreciation because there's no way of doing anything at the moment, as I can see. So I'm pushing that forward. I've sent her that email. I'm waiting for her response. I will call them again. I'm not going to mess around. At the end of the day, they're saying they enjoy the channel, they enjoy your comments, they're reading the comments, they're doing stuff. So we'll just be proactive. But I've got some things here because I said I've had a huge amount of correspondence, and I do mean a lot. I mean, I don't know how many messages I've responded to, and I know that takes my time or whatever. It's not a problem. I enjoy it, and I had a long call with someone on Friday before this call, and he really wanted this to be shown. So I'm just going to do that. So this is what he gave to me. Sorry, I just needed a drink then. So I do everything one take, so it's not there's nothing scripted or changed. So number one, and this was a call I had. Richard, I really want to get in touch with you. I've got 14 Land Rovers, some of them new £170,000 vehicles, but I use them across my company. It's a vehicle we love to use, and we're having a lot of problems. And I said, okay, so what's happening? He said, well, JLR insurance doesn't seem to cover vehicles, and this is for JLR if you're going to watch this video, 2015 to 2016, it doesn't seem to cover them on your system. Now, 7 Range Rovers are coming up for insurance renewal, and I've been to Saga, Admiral, RAC and Swinton, and I have got Ghost Auto Watch 2 on all these vehicles. So it's got great security, he's put a lot on them. They've come back to say if you have Ghost Auto Watch 2, literally the insurance is going to double, which I don't really understand. I'm hoping to hear from someone from Auto Watch to understand this, because you're trying to increase your security to help the insurance company, and then you're being penalised. It's a bit crazy. Second one is the customer added Land Rover original lock-in wheel nuts to his vehicle. The insurance company have come back to say that it's going to be extra on the insurance if you've got lock-in wheel nuts. So another thing I need to look into, I need to understand this more. The other thing that happened was they put steering locks on the Land Rovers to give, again, additional security. They're coming back to say that, they're a non-standard factory fit, so it's not insured, and it's like an additional fitment. I think these steering locks were from Halfords, £160. So again, they don't seem to want, the insurance companies want us to use any additional security, is what I sort of gauge from this. And it's then whether they actually do want to insure us at all, which is quite a big worry now. So Auto Watch, I'm hopefully going to come back to me about that, because they're not sure what's going on. But we are seeing this just doubling, trebling, quadrupling insurance everywhere. But we need to get some facts, because if we're going to keep putting in money, we're helping the insurance company. So surely they've got to help us at some point. Next one I had, Land Rover, had a normal plate, standard plate, wanted to change it to a private reg. It then looks like it's a new car on the system, and the insurance would be something like 6,000 more than it was. So don't put a private reg on there. I don't know if that's just because the system can't recognise that, so it looks like a new car. So strange. But what I've got here is I've got 165 responses. So when I put the Google form out, I said, have CTR videos helped you keep updated? That's like 99.4%. Land Rover model year, this is quite interesting. So we've got 55% 2018 to 2024, 45% 2010 to 2017. Have you been affected by theft? 11% of the responses. So we're looking at sort of 18 to 20 of you have had them stolen, 89% no. Has your insurance premium over doubled in price? That's 77%, so huge amount. This is another interesting one, and why JLR need to take us seriously. Do you feel JLR should do more to help owners? 99%. Then we've got a huge amount of just responses, and I'll read some of them to you. Here, JLR backed insurance is not competitive, and to me this is a clear indication of a lack of faith in their own product and security. Once PCP runs out, we'll simply take the hit on depreciation deposit and go back to BMW or Audi. Would never recommend JLR to anyone. JLR need to value customer loyalty and resolve issues. It goes without saying that Land Rover in particular has a very strong heritage and brand. However, it's clear that many long-standing owners like myself feel let down by JLR and will no longer support the brand unless this situation improves. I find a few more on here. There's a lot on here. In my first year of a 2023 D300 Defender ownership, so my insurance renewal isn't up yet. However, back in March 23, I moved from a 911 to a 70th anniversary Defender, where my existing insurance company declined the Defender. Full no claims bonus, no theft history, parked down a long driveway behind electric gates, living in the Cotswolds. Eventually found cover at over double the cost of a 911. So clearly I'm fearful of my looming renewal coming up in March 2024. And it's just a reoccurring theme. After watching your extremely informative video on YouTube, I was concerned and rang my Land Rover dealership, Ian Direct. Having taken my wife and I were able to establish the vehicle chassis number confirmed that our cars aren't affected within the latest recall. We have no confirms. This was unsatisfactory so much as they might not be affected by the latest recall and therefore up to latest security standards they offer, so to speak. What happens when JLR go further back to our reg? Will owners get recalled then? But in the meantime, they're at risk of getting nicked. So I think we've had quite a lot of bits where people are going in, they're saying it's not a recall, but they're not really giving you any proof or anything to help your case with an insurance company. JLR going to help owners 2016 Range Rover Sport with insurance costs after my own experience of a 60% rise in premium this year, having fitted Ghost 2 immobilizers. So it goes on, but I think the bottom line is that if this insurance doesn't improve, then the depreciation on the car is going to be horrendous. If it isn't now, and I can't see people staying with the brand. I'm just being honest. I just feel like, come on. If I was in that company now, I'd be saying we bloody insure these vehicles, whatever, because these, you've been a loyal customer to JLR. Something like 14 vehicles. Some guy says on here it's his 10th Land Rover. You can't pay £6,000 to £10,000 a year for a car. It's just no way. I mean, I'll give you an example. My McLaren P1 at the moment is £2,500 a year, and it's a £3 million car. So it just doesn't make sense. And also, are they still so worried about all these cars being stolen? When does that insurance come down? I don't know. But I'm still frustrated and I'm annoyed. To tell the truth, next week, I need to have something from JLR. I'm not doing this to sort of muck around. I'm doing this because we need an outcome, and the outcome has to be their own insurance needs to sort of buck up and get going. Actually, I've had another response now while we're even on here. For yourselves, I mean, I think if you can comment and we can get more responses, then great, and I can go at them, more. And it's not just going at them, I'm going at them in a nice way. I'm just saying, look, we just need to sort it out. The other thing is, if they can't sort this out, then I've already been looking into what's next, and what's next isn't very good. They need to sort it out, and if they can't, then really, I'm worried about. I've seen. People have sent me 3 or 4 court cases that are imminent to JLR about depreciation, about mis-selling. They've got the opportunity now in these. It's the first 3 months of 2024. I think they need to give you a solution. Otherwise, I think it's gone too far, and I think people will just be like, and I said at the start when I first done the videos, people have voted with their feet. And you know, we're getting a lot of views, we're getting a lot of traction. They've come to us and said they want to push stuff through us. I've looked at their newsroom updates today. There's nothing there. I know we've had Christmas and that. What's Christmas for a big company like that? Come on, you know, we need to get moving. So Montoya, I need to talk to her next week. I need to get better figures from them. I need them to. I'll give you an example. If you're doing an insurance quote now, you need to know whether your car is in a year that can be quoted. What's the point in putting your time in to do something it doesn't even do your car? And I've heard that 2015, 2016 doesn't work on JLR's system, but I don't know if that's true. I assume it is because you're putting the data in, but I need JLR to go, Richard, yeah, that's right at the moment. We're working on them, but why can't you insure a car from 2015 to 2016? Doesn't make any sense again to me. And these are your reports, so they're true. You know, so many responses on here, and a lot of people are saying that. I mean, you know, a lot of you are saying you can't get a quote on JLR. You must be able to get a quote on a car they made. That's a bit like Apple not doing their care package for their phone after a year. You buy an Apple phone, you can buy an additional warranty. They don't go, oh no, don't. It'd be crazy. So anyway, I feel out of breath now, but yeah, I hope that helps you. You know, hopefully we'll get a bit further next week and I'll have more information, and then, you know, yeah, we just keep commenting and yeah, giving me as much detail as possible. So yeah, hope you enjoy those videos. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you again soon.